Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. DSC Broadcasting already in the chat. Evening brother. So tonight pay a little bit of attention to that screen you can see, but don't pay all the attention to it because it's not all of that circuit. So we're at the Yamagiwa circuit tonight and it is round 6 of the Renault Clio Cup. I've had to steal this image from the GT3s a couple of weeks ago because I haven't had the flyer with the image on. But let's not get into that. So we are round 6 tonight for the Renault Clio Cup, hosted by P1RC or P1 Race Community over there on Facebook. Go click those like buttons, people. So we're at Kyoto Driving Park. We've got the Yamagiwa circuit. So the little bit at the bottom, the sort of short almost circuit on its own. Forget that bit. We're not doing that bit. We cut off at the bottom of the, I don't even know what you'd call that knobbly bit at the bottom, where it almost joins up. That's where we're cutting it off, and we're using the top half of that image there. So let's get ourselves, that's the lineup tonight. So there you go, round 6, Kyoto Yamagiwa. 5-minute qualifying, which I think they've just kicked off with. 15-minute race for lap 1. Again, it says lap of honour, but they've not done one of those, I don't think, at all. So manual start for race 1 after the qualifying. Fuel and tyre wear are set at times 1. My eyes went a bit funny then. We then jump into the second race. That is a reverse grid from race 1 final positions. It's a rolling start for that one as well. Fuel and tyre wear drops to ×2. The rolling start just means we get a little bit of a gap between the cars on the start and the faster guys who sort of kicked butt in qualifying and race 1 sort of thing. They get a little bit of breathing room, and the guys at the front get a bit of breathing room before they get hammered by the drivers coming through the field. And then we jump into race 3. That goes back to a standard grid start. The final positions are set from race 2 positions. So wherever you finish in race 2 is where you will start in race 3. So that just shakes it up a little bit. And fuel and tyre wear jumps up again to ×3. They have to use a set of mediums as well at some point throughout the night. And if they use them for race 1, that means they have to qualify on them, or the opposite way around. If they qualify on them, they have to do race 1 on those. So points-wise, come on, click the button. Points-wise, Obi-Wan leading the way with 316 points. Just pipping Mocking Weeks then, 301 points on board for him in second. Pilgrim third with 272. Fourth for Ice Chand with 220. Fifth for Tyre Slayer with 211. Sixth for Captain Pugwash with 208. Skippy in 7th with 183 points. Sorry, 7th with 183 points. We've got Mutt 36 in 8th with 177 points. Fuds, or Fudder Engineering, in 9th with 173. Ricky J in 10th with 144. P1 the Dodger in 11th with all the ones there. He's in 11th with 111 points. 1805 in 12th with 77 points. P1 Don in 13th with 63 points. And then Choppers UK, who's only got 16 points on the board. But fresh driver last week. So that is points up until now. Let's quickly get through merch still available, people, t-shirts and stickers still available. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that. Into the lobby then. Right, let me turn the sound on as well so you lot can hear it. Oh, so qualifying is underway. Turn some nonsense on so we can see what's happening. So we're already 3 minutes and 30 into the 5-minute qualifier. Mocking Weeks currently leading. Oh no, sorry, they've not even done a hot lap yet. So it's an out lap, and we're going to see 2 hot laps. Well, most of the drivers should see 2 hot laps. Sport softs on board for Mockin. Obi-Wan just coming up to the lines. First man to set a time. So 155.6 for him then. Does go purple. 155.668 for Obi. Let's get ourselves for a bit of a lap with him, shall we? So round turn one, it is just a great big left-hand hairpin almost through these S's. Can carry a good bit of speed through these. Catch all those apexes right. We're on the sport soft tyres, not the racing soft, so not quite as much grip as a set of racing softs, obviously. Over the hill then, down towards this great big left-hand sweeping open hairpin. Look at this drifting that Renault Clio through there. Dipping a couple of wheels on the grass on the exit of that one, but carries the speed out. So that mess at the bottom of the hill is where you could transition onto that other part of the circuit, but we're not doing that today. We're going left instead, through these little S's, back up the hill. Little kink to the right and then towards the hairpin. Getting very tight, this hairpin, hard on the brakes for this one. Third gear for Obi. Through these S's at the bottom of the hill. The second one tightens up a little bit. The track just seems to thin out there. Easy to run wide. You can see all the tyre marks on the grass on the right hand side there. And into this final corner, using all the curbs on the way in for Obi. Again, just got to be careful on this run out. So we'll see what the times are then as they come across the line. It won't be in order because Mockin Weeks is right behind Obi, but he's in 8th currently. So Obi goes a little bit quicker, 154.8 for him then, but Mockin Weeks snags through at the right behind him, 154.371. Takes that pole position off of Obi then. Who else has crossed the line? Skippy's come across the line. Ice Chand coming up to the line. Pilgrim been able to go any quicker? No, he stays 3rd for the time being, not able to regain that top spot. Tyre Slayer's crossed the line, he stays 4th then, 157.1 for him. Skippy in 5th, got a 157.4. Captain Pugwash in 6th with a 157.4 as well. Ice Chan 7th, 157.9 on board for him. Ricky J in 8th with a 158.3. Fudder Eng in 9th with a 158.4. Let's just see what he does when he crosses this line. Oh, he's gone a bit quicker. Moves into 7th then, 157.8. Pushes Ice Chan and Ricky J down a spot. And let's just have a look at those official results there. Mockin taking that pole position for race 1. Obi 2nd, Pilgrim 3rd, Tyre Slayer 4th, Skippy in 5th, Captain Pugwash in 6th, Fudder Eng in 7th, Ice Chand in 8th, Ricky J 9th, and the Dodger in 10th. Yeah. Sneaky Fudder right at the end then, pipping a couple of positions. Yeah, I quite like this circuit, to be honest. Like many of the layouts here at Yamagiwa. At Kyoto. Yamagiwa will be in this top part of the circuit. Right, here we go then. Race 1 already being lined up for you guys. Let's get the nonsense on quickly. There it is, blaring in your face. Kyoto Driving Park then. Let's wait for these lights to drop. False starts enabled, so if you peel off too early you will get penalised. It does usually cause chaos. Oh, held for a long time there. Obi getting a great start over Mockin Weeks. Mockin Weeks left a little bit sleeping at the wheel. Obi-Wan scoops through then to take top spot leading into turn 1. Mockin right on his bumper though. Pilgrim 3rd. What tyres is everyone using? Let's have a quick flick through. So softs for the top 3. Tyre Slayer softs, mediums for Skippy. I didn't see what tyre he qualified on, but let's hope he's not cheating. Mediums on board for Captain Pugwash, so you will see the drivers on the softs, especially those at the front, Starting to escape from everybody else. Nice Chand on the mediums. Mediums on for Fudder in the eye-watering livery. Ricky J. Mediums on for him. Softs on board for the Dodger then at the back. So a lot of drivers opting to get rid of those mediums on. In race 1. Oh, Mockin carrying some speed through there. It's compromised his exit a little bit through the S's. Side by side between these two. Has he gone? Oh, he's just fallen back. Pilgrim's looking for a way past here as well. Come on, camera. Keep up with the chaos. Losing a bit of time then. Obi making a tiny bit of a break at the minute. Tyre Slayer just hanging on to these 3 as well. Through that second set of S's running down towards this final corner. Someone found the horn. Look at them losing the traction coming through here, losing the grip as they throw these Clios into this final corner. Onto this start-finish straight then. Obi-Wan heads up towards the line, peels across the circuit, tries to drop the toe from everybody else behind. They are gaining a toe, but not enough to make an attack into turn 1. Holding it tight. Pilgrim carrying all sorts of speed through there, running it a little bit wide maybe, as did Tyre Slayer. Jet2.com, looking for free holidays or flights somewhere. Top 4 starting to spread out a little bit. The gap between the top 4 and the medium tyre drivers behind opening up a little bit as well. 2.5 seconds back to Ice Chand, currently leading that medium tyre battle. Captain Pugwash just tucked in his slipstream then. Tight line through there for Captain Pugwash, who's going to carry the speed on the exit though. Oh, Ice Chand. Oh, I thought he was going to run wide then. Just managed to get himself back up the inside. Holding on to that 5th. Pugwash all over the back of him though, coming into this transition section. It's kicking off behind as well. Fudder, Ricky J, Skippy. Ricky J getting that transition a little bit wrong. Skippy able to weave his way through that. Into 8th then for him. Ricky J 9th. Dodger hanging on to these 3 as well in 10th. He is on that soft tyre. So we need to look at your livery, don't we? That's what we need to look at. Bam. Slade. I don't know why. Come on, feel the noise. So coming up to end of lap 2 then. Obi still leading. Mocking Weeks has got himself tucked right into the slipstream now, 0.4 of a second back. Mulsanne Gaming, evening. Pilgrim fallen just outside that slipstream range, as has Tyre Slayer behind. 1 second back for Pilgrim. It's 1.5 back for Tyre Slayer. These two keeping it pretty much bumper to bumper though. Still 0.4 of a second between them. Mocking using as much of that curve as possible. Closing the gap a little bit on Obi. Again, I don't think it's going to be enough to attack into this corner. Look at them throwing these things in absolutely sideways, and then they grip. That gap's still coming down a little bit, 0.3 of a second. Gains a little chunk through there on the way into that corner. Loses it again on the exit. Through this right, can he gain any time into the hairpin? Mocking. Things just throwing themselves about. Most of the drivers have managed to get used to that looseness. Tricky section again. This just tightens up through this second part. Nice and tight through there. Obi dips his wheels onto the grass. And there we go, as easy as that. Mocking gets the lead of the race. Obi's going to have dirty tyres coming into this final corner as well. Might not be able to carry as much speed through there as he'd want. just still getting a toe, I think. Oh, he's falling back a little bit. Okin then starting to open up that gap a tiny little bit. Needs to make about a second. I think it's about 0.9, 0.85 or something that he needs to make to break the toe for Obi behind. It's looking good for him at the minute. So Obi just carrying a little bit too much speed through that chicane. Dips his wheels on that outside edge on the right hand side, and there you go. He's got to just let it run through there. You try and steer back on the track and I guarantee these things will end up backwards. He has managed to open that gap up there, mocking 1.1 seconds over Obi. Jedi forces turning to the dark side for a second, maybe. Just those intrusive thoughts. Pilgrim then falls a little bit further back, coming back under pressure then from Tyre Slayer. That gap had opened up to about 1.5 seconds. It's down at 2.7. Back in that slipstream range, there is Ice Chan leading that medium tyre fight as well. It's 5.7 seconds, sorry, 5.8 seconds down from top four. Put a little bit of a gap from Captain Pugwash now as well, though. 1.6 seconds ahead of him. The Labatt's Cannon liveried Clio chasing down the matte green of Ice Chand. Skippy not too far off the back either, and I'm not sure why we've got the controversial Cosby Show livery, but we like controversy. Do we like controversy or controversy? What do we like? Don't just spell it in the chat, because that won't mean anything, will it? Be the same word. So Ricky J then back up the front of the back three, holding 8th then, 5.4 back from Skippy. He's got Footer engineering, still nipping his heels though, just a second back, and there is Dodger just hanging on. So Tyware only at ×1 in race 1. Jumps up to ×2 in race 2, ×3 in race 3. Dodger getting rid of a set of softs in race 1, so that leaves him the mediums for either race 2 or race 3. Mocking Weeks, Obi, Pilgrim and Tyre Slayer, the other drivers on the soft tyre as well, so they'll have to use the mediums for either race 2 or race 3 as well. Mocking pulled a little bit of a gap now, 1.4 seconds over Obi. Oh, Obi, oh, he's all over the place through there. I'm trying to clean those tyres off. Got away without a penalty through there. That was a big corner cut. I mean, you know, maybe let off the throttle. I wasn't fully watching. I was watching for chaos. That's cost him a little bit more time in that hunt for top spot again. Gap opens up to 1.8 seconds, 1.9 seconds. Oof, oof. Pilgrim then in 3rd, still under pressure from Tyre Slayer behind him. That gap staying at 0.7 of a second between 3rd and 4th place. Jet2.com. Closing the gap a little bit on the exit of that final corner. So just starting lap 6 then, 10 minutes into race 1, another 5 left of this one. And it is Mocking Weeks leading the way at the minute. 1.8 seconds from Obi. Obi was leading. Mocking Weeks managed to stick with him for the first couple of laps, and then Obi just carried a little bit too much speed through the chicane after the hairpin. Onto the grass he went, and Mocking Weeks was just able to squeeze through, and Obi with the dirty tyres and getting himself back on the track has been unable to close the gap. Oh, it's just opened up to 2 seconds as well. Big gap back to 3rd though, 5.3. Pilgrim quite as close as he'd like to be, and again Tyre Slayer falls back off of him. That was 0.7 of a second, it's now 1.2. No, Ice Chan's made a mistake. Ice Chan has dropped from 5th to 7th. Puts Captain Pugwash at the front of the medium tyre battle now then. In hot pursuit is P1 Skippy. And Ice Chan looking for that position back. Well within tow range of Skippy towards the hairpin. Again, nobody's going to make a move into this one. Let's get a little bit of the camera on. We can see all three motors. So into this final chicane then. Wide in for Pugwash, taking a nice shallow. Ooh, he's on the grass though. Oh, nice Chan dips a couple of wheels on the grass. Nobody really making any advances through there. Dirty tyres kicking in then for Pugwash and Ice Chan. Skippy not having the best of entrances into that one. And now he's stuck with Ice Chan filling his mirrors, getting slightly bigger. Goes for a little bit of a move. He's had the slipstream down here. He's got the inside line into this first corner. Unless Skippy's going to go for a Hail Mary round the outside. He's still looking for it. Ice Chan's got to give him room on the exit if he keeps his wing where it is. Still side by side then as they run up through the S's. Could just be Skippy that keeps hold of it. Yeah, just gets the advantage through that first part of the S's. It's Chan chasing him down though, still right on his bumper heading over the hill. And again just looks up the inside. Skippy, is he going to go for that Hail Mary round the outside again? Maybe going a little bit too wide. He has. The grass goes Skippy. He now loses a bit of time to Ice Chan, and due to that battle that's given Captain Pugwash a little bit of a look. And now he's 1.9 seconds up the road from Ice Chan. Oh, tricky, the driver's finding it a bit awkward going through that section. Skippy falls 1.2 seconds back then with that mistake. J another 6.2 back, still got footer chasing him down. Unfortunately, it looks like Dodgers have made a little mistake somewhere. He's fallen off that fight now, 3.2 seconds down in 10th. Mockin, what have you done? You stuck a little turbo on, he lobbed a seat out the window. 4.3 seconds for Mockin. That's what the lead is now. Obi-Wan must have made another mistake somewhere. Opens up massively then. Only a minute left in race one anyway, just over. So this will become final lap then. So Mockin has just got to keep it on the grey stuff or the blue stuff, because there's some blue stuff there. For him at the minute, 4 seconds lead over Obi. There's the tyres smoking their way through there for Obi. Oh, I've missed the move. Pilgrim then. Tyre Slayer closed that gap right up on Pilgrim, whether that was due to a mistake or just genuine awesome driving, but they're back to side by side as they come down towards this set of S's. Punch up through there. Pilgrim just hangs on to it. Tyre Slayer has a little look trying to get the switch back. Pilgrim gets his third position back, but for how long? Let's get ourselves back up front then. Final chicane and the last corner to go for Mockin. Keeps it on the grey stuff. Final corner then, final lap showing on screen. There it is, Mockin around that final corner then. Able to take just a little bit of time around those last few corners. It's going to be about 3 seconds by the time he crosses the line, so loses a second in the overall lead. But Obi-Wan unable to close that gap really in terms of actually racing. So second for him, Pilgrim. No, yet no. Pilgrim did take the the third place there, Tyre Slayer, and him pretty much almost shouting at each other through the windows then. I'm not too sure. So Tyre Slayer comes home fourth. Then Pugwash comes home, takes the win for the medium tyres. Fifth place for him. Ice Chand sixth. Skippy comes home for seventh. Oh, it's chaos. Drivers all over the place. Ricky J in eighth. Foot at ninth. And Dodger in 10th. So did Skippy have a mistake then? Because the other medium tyre drivers had closed right back up on him. So Mockin starting to close that gap in the championship back towards OB. Got another round next week as well. 2 more races tonight though. Don't forget we've got 2 more races left tonight. So there are official results then for race 1. Mockin takes the win. OB second, Pilgrim third, Tyre Slayer fourth. We'll have to see if there's any controversy, whatever you want to call it, between Pilgrim and Tyre Slayer. Again, bit of bumping and barging coming down that final straight. I'm sure it was all friendly, otherwise someone would have actually been sent. But we'll see. You never know. So Pugwash did take the first of the positions with the medium tyres. So he came in 5th. Ice Chan 6th. Skippy in 7th. Ricky J in 8th. Foot at 9th. And Dodger in 10th. Dodger the only other driver on those soft tyres. So it was half and half actually, wasn't it? It was 5 drivers on softs and 5 drivers on mediums. So when will everybody else decide to opt for that medium tyre then? We've got OB, we've got Tyre Slayer, Pilgrim, Mockin and Dodger. All got to stick that medium on at some point in the next 2 races. 4 more minutes till race 2 starts then. And if I go to track in a minute, just give people time to get themselves out there. There'll be donuts, there'll be people smashing at each other. I was just about to say, I didn't hear a horn in race 1, but just in the background. Shh. Hear that? There you go. Someone's found the horn. It's got to be Pilgrim. Where is he? It's getting louder. Maybe it's Tyre Slayer. Maybe it's Tyre Slayer. But yep, somebody's found the horn. They always do in the P1 races. So it's a reverse grid for race 2. Again, the drivers who have had the soft tyres on for race 1 might opt to stick the mediums on for race 2. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. That does seem to be the choice for the faster drivers. Get rid of the mediums in race 2. Try and fight your way past the sort of drivers on the sports soft tyres who might be slower drivers, and then opt for the better positions and the better tyres in race 3. But we'll see. Again, people might have totally different strategies. So yes, it is a reverse grid. It's a rolling start as well. Due to the fact that it is reverse grid, obviously that means the slower drivers from race 1 and qualifying leaders out, and just to avoid any kind of absolute mayhem and chaos through the first few turns, we go for the rolling start. It just leaves a little bit more gap between the drivers before that first turn. We've not got 3 drivers from the back all peeling up the inside of a couple of slower drivers, sending them off track and, you know, not giving them a chance from the off. Not in an unsportsmanlike way, just you know, the drivers being so close. The faster drivers always get the better start. They can always brake later, so you end up with 10 cars all in turn 1. It just opens it out a little bit. It gives everyone a tiny bit of breathing room. It might be chaos after that, but you know, we try. We try. And apologies, I've just today only I've realised how loud my vape is on the mic. It's quite loud, isn't it? The name still stands though, right? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Right, race 2 then, just about to get underway. You'll see drivers lose control and peel into the wall when the race is about to start. Probably. It doesn't always happen. It does look like they just completely give up and crash into a wall. It doesn't happen. So there you go. That's what a rolling start's going to look like. You can tell a lot further spread out. As drivers all the way round the back of that final corner. So rolling start then towards the line. We will still hear the beeps, and then once those finish, they'll be able to stick the hammer down. You can see the lights going on just below that Kyoto driving board. Here we go. So the hammer can be dropped now then, and hopefully just gives that little bit of breathing room. So let's get the nonsense on quickly just before they all do crash into turn 1. Dodger leads us through then. Ricky J right on his tail on the exit. Footer Engineering looking for a way past as well. There's Skippy just in the background. And Ice Chand. So Bugwash in 6th, Tyre Slayer 7th. We'll have a look at that top 5 in a minute because it all was a little bit choppy changey. Pilgrim right behind him in 8th, Obi-Wan 9th, Mockin in 10th. So up front, Dodger back on a set of soft tyres. That leaves him the mediums in that final race. Footer Engineering, all sorts of lines across that corner on the soft as well for race 2. Gives him the softs in the final race. Skippy on the soft now as well, so he gets the softs for race 3 as well. Just sneaks up the inside of Footer though. Can Footer hang on to it? No, he can't. Skippy then into 2nd, all over the back of Dodger, running up the hill. Give me. Already passed him on the run into the hairpin. Up front then for Skippy. Dodger runs wide on the exit of that, slows down Footer, slows down everybody really. Ice Chand manages to get his way past Footer. There's Pilgrim having a look around the outside as well. Skippy now, they've pulled 1.6 second gap. There's a pile of drivers looking to get past. 2.1 seconds as he comes around that final corner to finish lap 1. 2.3 seconds. Ice Chand has squeezed his way into 2nd position then on those softs. Pilgrim behind him also on the softs in 3rd. Obi-Wan through the field on the mediums into 4th. It's a good drive by him for sure. Dodger in 5th then. Fully behind him in 6th, being hunted by Tyre Slayer as well. Big piles of smoke coming through there. Mockin makes up a couple of positions, but a little way back off that battling pack in front. 5.4 seconds down. Ricky J in 9th behind him, and Captain Pugwash now at the back of the pack. Bit of work for Mockin Weeks to do then. He needs good results really to hang on to any kind of hope for the championship. He's under threat for that 8th position. Ricky J having a little look at him through there. Come back to that. Let's see what's happening up front. So the gap out 2 seconds then for Skippy. Nice Chand in 2nd, being absolutely hounded now by Pilgrim. Soft tyres on board for both drivers. Obi on those mediums having a stonker at the minute. He's in 4th, got a bit of a gap behind him to Tyre Slayer. Only a 2nd. And he's not too far off the back of that 3rd position, only a 2nd back himself. Did have a good drive last week on the medium tyres as well, did Obi. Tyre Slayer having a look at Footer. Almost had to give him that position. Tyre Slayer gets through then into 5th. Footer in 6th. Dodger 7th. Locking Weeks now 3.8 seconds back from him. Still dragging Ricky J, still dragging Captain Pugwash along as well. So all three starting to close up on Dodger. Race leader's not too far away, to be honest, from the back of the pack at the minute. Gaining a little bit more time over Ice Chando. Gap stretches to 2.6 seconds as he peels those tyres up. Coming through turn one. Ice Chand hangs on to second as well. Pilgrim been able to find a way past just yet. And Obi still sticking with him, 1.4 seconds back. Tyre wear has been notched up a level as well, so it was ×1 in race 1, it's now ×2 in race 2, along with fuel depletion as well. But that doesn't really make any difference in these 15-minute races. They won't have to stop. It will alter the weight of the car and things like that, but it shouldn't affect the race in any kind of form then. Tyre Slayer pulls a bit of a gap over Footer, hunting down Obi-Wan now himself, 1.6 seconds back for him. It's Footer a second back from Tyre Slayer. Dodger still 3.2 back. Locking Weeks is really dragging that gap down, 1.4 seconds back for him. Still got Ricky J and Captain Pugwash tucked right under his rear wing, really. May as well be dragging them down the circuit. Close up a little bit more on Dodger. Dodger got to be careful now. They've got three drivers coming up behind him. Locking Weeks has a little look. Oof. So what happened there? Locking Weeks peeled out to the opposite side of the circuit from Dodger. Not sure if Ricky J tried to get a bit of a toe off of the Dodger. Maybe Dodger slowed down or got in his way or something, but it's just allowed Captain Pugwash to have a look at him and get up the inside through that final corner, keep the inside into this first corner. Both still trying to get past the Dodger. Locking Weeks then loose now from that battle. What can he do in these last half of the race, Mocking? This is where it's at the minute. Dodger giving Ricky J a toe, but it's not benefiting him just yet. Three drivers hammering it down this little straight towards the S's at the bottom of the hill. Captain Pugwash has a look. Gives him plenty of room on the run in. Captain Pugwash's exit is compromised, as is Ricky J's. Dodger, and I think Dodger just trying to make sure he gets out of Pugwash's way. Unfortunately, just slows Ricky J down that microsecond enough for him not to get past. Still side by side through this hairpin. Captain Pugwash now getting a little bit of an escape from this battle behind. Dodger holds on to 9th. Back on the throttle, still nowhere to go for Ricky J. Can he get the overtake down the start-finish straight? Right up the 9th place driver's rear end then, coming out of the final corner. Just a quarter of a second in it. Dodger trying to gain a toe from Captain Pugwash in front. I think he's a little bit too far up the road. Ricky J then closing up towards turn 1. Is he going to make it? Dodger gives him plenty of room. Ricky J goes through then. It's one thing with Dodger, he's always good enough to give the positions. He knows he's not as quick as some of these other drivers on circuit. The last thing he wants to do is get in anyone's way. Then right back up front, Skippy opens that lead up to 2.9 seconds. Ice Chand hasn't been able to pile any pressure on him. He's had a mirror full of this man, Pilgrim, behind him. pretty much all race so far. And Obi-Wan still hanging on to that fourth. He managed to make his way through the field quite early on. A little bit of chaos, not, you know, nobody was spinning around, but just, you know, drivers filling up the circuit, but he was just able to weave his way through from 9th position into 4th on the medium tyres in race 2 as well. Putting himself in a good position for the final race here. Looking for as many points as possible is Obi. Taking 2nd place in race 1. Currently hanging on to 4th place in race 2. If he stays here, this is where he'll stop. Oh, commentator's curse. If he stays here, he'll start here. He'll start in 4th in race 3. But yeah, the commentator's curse kicks in. As we talk about him, he's slinging himself off circuit. Puts himself under pressure from Tyre Slayer and Footer then. Both of those drivers behind him on the softer tyre. A little bit more tyre wear showing though in race 2 due to the increase. Lucky Weeks unfortunately 6.1 seconds down from Footer. So 5 minutes left of race 2, 10 minutes gone. Captain Pugwash still holding 8th position. Ricky J's forcing that Clio to try and close the gap, but almost out of slipstream range. And Dodger now at the back, 3 seconds down in 10th. Skippy loses a little bit of time. The front right looking a little bit beaten up, but nobody else's tyres looking any better apart from anybody on the mediums. Again, Ice Chan under threat here from Pilgrim. Try the outside, running up the hill. Side by side, he's carrying good speed actually, Pilgrim. He gets the advantage coming through this little kink, and it's enough to get himself in front into 2nd then, just in front of Ice Chan before this hairpin. If they were going to end up side by side coming into that, which would have still given Ice Chan the advantage, but look at him all over the back of Pilgrim running down towards this chicane. Side by side almost, but takes the wider line in, looking for the faster exit. And they are again side by side running up towards the final turn. Pilgrim with the inside line again. Chan just has to tuck himself into the slipstream running down the straight. It's all over the back of the 2nd place driver. Can he get this position back at the end of this straight? Don't think he's... Oh, there's a little look. It's not quite close enough. So this is just allowing Skippy to regain a little bit more time up front. 12 minutes into race 2, he's got 3.2 seconds lead. Pilgrim and Ice Chan have been bumper to bumper for most of this race. Ice Chan's been in that 2nd position though, and Pilgrim has just managed to get that off him. Ice Chan not looking happy about it though, he wants it back. Obi coming under threat then now. These soft tyre drivers managing to make the time up on the medium tyre driver. Still holding 4th for the time being. He's got 2.5 minutes to try and hang on to this one. Tyre Slayer all over the back of him though. Footer fallen a tiny bit further back, a 2nd off this fight. Rocking a little bit further back as well, 7.9 seconds, 8 seconds now. Oh, he's been off circuit, there's been a front end damage on his car. Dirty tyres as well, I assume. Oh, he's off circuit there as well. He's got to be careful. He's got Captain Pugwash and Ricky J closing up on him. Dodger falls a little bit further back. Skippy, he's made a tiny mistake. Loses half a second in the lead. Hanging on to that 2nd. Ice Chan not managed to pull that gap back and take that position back off him. Still clinging on to 4th position. Tyre Slayer's not been able to use those soft tyres to his advantage just yet. And this will become final lap when they cross the line. So we've got 1 minute left on track, on the race timer. These laps are almost 2 minutes. He's just got to hang on to this one for one more lap. A great result in those on those mediums for sure. Skippy then still 2.8 seconds up on this final lap. Still kicking off for second as well here. Ice Chand and Pilgrim side by side. Ice Chand carrying a good bit of speed around the outside there. Is it going to be enough? I don't think it is. Unless he can carry the speed on the exit. But still not quite able to get past. Real good battle between these two all race. Again, it's just opening up the gap to first place. Oh, a little bit of contact between those two. Ice Chand doesn't take advantage with the bit of off-roading. Tiny bit of contact running into that corner, but you can see how close they are coming into this hairpin. Both scraping paint off of each other's car. And again, Pilgrim just with that inside line into the hairpin. The chicane and the final corner to go. Ice Chand really piling on the pressure, then running down the hill. Oh, he's managed to keep a wing next to Pilgrim. He scoops past. Has he managed to hold it on track? Yes, he has. What a move by Ice Chand. Pilgrim even giving him a little honk there as well. Can he hold on to it through this final corner? Will Pilgrim be able to get a run on him down to the start-finish line? Let's see, Skippy then coming up towards the line. He's now got 5.2 seconds lead, so he will start race 2 at the front. Sorry, race 3 at the front. Ice Chand does hang on to second position. What a great race between those two. Pilgrim third. Obi does hang on to fourth. What a great race for him as well. Tyre Slayer fifth. Fudder in sixth. Captain Pugwash did manage to get past Mockin, as did Ricky J. Having a terrible race too then on the medium tyres, picking up a bit of damage through there as well. And there is Dodger taking that final position, then 10th place for him. There he is, the wonder from down under, taking race 2 win then. There he is. At the top, 1:56.0, his best lap. Ice Chand then coming in with that blinding move through the last couple of corners to take second. Pilgrim third. Obi hanging on for dear life for his fourth. Again, he had a lot of breathing room behind him for most of that one, but Fudder and Tyre Slayer closing up on him near the end, but he did just cling on to it. Tyre Slayer taking 5th, then Fudder 6th. Captain Pugwash taking 7th. Ricky J 8th. Both drivers getting past Mockin Weeks there in the end. Mockin taking 9th and Dodger taking 10th. Ricky J has left the room. Ricky J is going to go and put on a daft livery, isn't he? And come back with something daft. Or has he left the room because Mockin took him out? But we know Ricky J likes to change a livery in between races. So race 3, oh yes, we haven't been given a time. So 52 minutes, 21:58, 52. Sorry, that's when we're kicking off for race 3. Was that a bong you just heard? No, it wasn't. It doesn't bubble, does it? No bongs. SB Racing evening. If you've just joined, you've missed a cracking second race. You might have been watching the whole thing. I don't know. Right, where is Ricky J? P1 Wrecking Ball. Hopefully there wasn't any kind of incident. I mean, he may have been tangled up with Mockin Weeks, or I don't think he was tangled up with Pugwash, but there might have been some kind of incident right at the end there, hence why Mockin Weeks lost a couple of positions, but I don't know. Ricky J has left the room. Again, he does like to He does like to disappear, stick a new livery on, and then come back with something garish. Not that most of his liveries aren't garish. He likes a bit of pink and yellow and green, usually fluorescent. The brighter the better. That's what you heard. That's what you heard. That's my water bottle. So yeah, you did almost hear a bong. But no, it's not a bong. There you go. There you go. No, I'm not sitting here chonging on my vape and chonging on a bong. I'm not doing that. I know the name suggests I might, but no. I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't be able to commentate. I'd be like, yeah, some racing. That's the vape. This is the bong, inverted commas. But it won't last much longer because I'm almost out of water. It's funny, isn't it, what you remember? I know that noise. A normie, if you gave them that noise, they wouldn't have a clue what you were talking about. They'd think it was a child blowing bubbles into a water with a straw or something. Nope. Buckets and lungs and apples and Coke cans, coconuts, handmade, polished, painted, filled with car filler. Those were the days. Don't make me miss the start of race 3. That's what'll happen if I go into reminisce mode. I've got many, many years of reminisce. Ricky J's back. He's trying to disguise himself as P1 Skippy, I think. Yeah, you've not got to reminisce much then, have you, Mulson? Still feeling the effects of the reminisce. Don't get me wrong, I was right there with you, but wrapped in paper. So you said 52. You're lying. It's 52. Race 3 hasn't started. Oh, there we go. Mocky just giving us the good luck. Get in. Race starting. There it is. I'll shut my mouth. So again, it's wherever you finished in race 2 is where you start in race 3. So that puts P1 Skippy on pole. There he is. Ice Chand gets second. Nonsense quickly. We're back to grid start as well, because by this time the drivers should have sorted themselves out, but it doesn't always happen. Here we go then, race 3 just about to get underway. We are back under the lights. And away we go. It's a good start by all drivers. Ice Chand having a look at Skippy into turn 1. He's got the inside line, but Skippy might be able to carry the speed around the outside. He hasn't. Then Ice Chand into that lead position. Oof, carries far too much speed through there though. Skippy comes back at him. Carries the speed, gets that top spot back on the soft tyre for this final race as well. I would expect probably everyone, maybe just Dodger on the mediums for this last one. All starting to pile up behind Skippy then. Ice Chand goes a little bit deep through there. Pilgrim back at him. They're back to how they were in race 2, having a bit of a battle. Footer in 4th then. Obi-Wan 5th. Ricky J in 6th. There he is in the imposter. Tyre Slayer 7th. Monkey Weeks in 8th position. Captain Pugwash in 9th. And there is Dodger in 10th. So We'll slowly flick back through the order and just have a look at those tyres. Again, Dodger on the mediums, softs for Pugwash, mediums on for Tyre Slayer as well in this final race. Softs on for Mockin, softs on for Ricky J, softs on for Ice Chand, softs on for Fudder. It's all kicking off. Skippy under threat then. Down into third. Oh, he's had a bit of a ding dong with Obi. Both drivers off track. A little bit of contact between him and Obi through there. Both drivers ended off on that right hand side of the circuit. But, Skippy coming off the worst. Falls down to 9th position. A lot of work on his hands then. So yeah, 2 drivers on the medium tyre. We've got Tyre Slayer and Dodger. Tyre Slayer still in the middle of it at the minute. So Pilgrim has managed to work his way through to the front then. Skippy is getting all sorts of pressure being pushed back. Fudder then into second. Ice Chan third. Fudder having a good second race. Mocking Weeks has found his way into 4th position as well. A little bit of chaos just working out in his favour. Ricky J in 5th. Obi in 6th with that mistake. Look at them all weaving across track, trying to look for a line through here. Tyre Slayer on the mediums in 7th. Captain Pugwash 8th. Skippy in 9th. Then starting to close that gap back up. Cutting all sorts of corners there, trying to shorten that track down. 2 wheels on the inside on the grass. If it works, it works. Dodger then rolling at the back. 3 seconds down again on that medium tyre for Dodger in this last race. So Pilgrim leads then just by almost half a second. Ice Chand right behind him. Still kicking off behind though. Mocking Weeks just squeezing his way through to 3rd. But Ricky J might have the inside line into the hairpin and does so. Mocking Weeks will try and get his wing. Oh, there's Obi trying to come back through as well. He has. 3 wide coming down the hill. It's got to give him room. Oh, it's cost him though. He's off track. Fudder's off track behind him. Captain Pugwash, I think, has made it. Oh no, Captain Pugwash just slots himself in between Obi and Mockin. Shame for Mockin. 4th to 6th with that little mistake. Tyre Slayer and Skippy. So Skippy has pulled himself back into this fight then on those softs. He's not giving up yet. He's got himself past Fudder already. Looking to get past Tyre Slayer now as well. Outside though, unfortunately. Tyre Slayer should be able to hold on to that, but he's on that soft, he's on that medium tyre. Look at that. Skippy just pulls it back up the inside with that extra grippy tyre. Should get the advantage through here and does, into 7th with him then, and then he can make the chase down on Mocking Weeks in front. Positions swapped again. Pilgrim's made a mistake. He's now down to, look at them sideways through there. Pilgrim's dropped from 1st to 4th. That puts Ice Chan now in the lead of the race. Ricky J right behind him in 2nd now. Obi into 3rd. Pilgrim 4th. Captain Pugwash 5th. Mocking Weeks just almost a second back. 0.8 of a second. Skippy in that tow range now as well. Chicane's very tricky. Mocking Weeks all over the back of Captain Pugwash. Still very close fight here. Top 5, top 6, 7 really. All in a position that any mistakes will be punished for sure. Oh, got a little bit too far. Nice Chanden still leads. Obi having a look at Ricky J. Oh, tries to get round the outside, but opts to switch back up the inside, gets the move on Ricky J, but can Ricky J get back up the inside? No, he can't. Obi then gets that 2nd position. Ricky J tucks himself back under the rear wing. Captain Pugwash in 4th then. Mocking Weeks in 5th, but I don't know for how much longer side by side. Oh, he is. Manages to just carry the extra speed past Skippy. Pilgrim loses another position, down to 7th then. What's happened, Pilgs? Oh, sorry, I didn't realise Pilgrim was on the medium tyres in this final race. Apologies. So there are 3 drivers out here on those rubbish tyres compared to the softs. But again, tyre wear and fuel depletion gone up to ×3 now in this final race. Tyre Slayer and Dodger on those medium tyres as well in this last one. Look at this. Oh, nice Chan. Absolutely ragging on the handbrake coming into there. Obi all over the back of him, closing that gap down. Corner after corner. Ricky J hanging on to 3rd. Pugwash and Mocky Weeks in his slipstream coming down the hill. Skippy there as well. Pilgrim. That little mistake, 0.7 of a second back. He's got Footer just 1.3 seconds behind him as well. I think Footer's just made a little mistake coming back up the hill. He's still just got to be a little bit careful. Tyre Slayer nipping at his heels. Needs to make a bit of a break from him, otherwise the medium tyre might have a little bit of life left in it by the time the last couple of laps come. So halfway through race 3 already. Dodger struggling a little bit on those mediums, 25 seconds down unfortunately. Obi has managed to find his way past Ice Chanden. They are still all pretty close though. Mockin, Ricky J, who else? Captain Pugwash, Ice Chand, Skippy as well in the background. Pilgrim trying to pull his way back into this pile in front. So positions changing all over the place. Mockin then moves up a position. He's got himself past Ricky J into 4th. He's looking for a way past Captain Pugwash now as well. Side by side through there. Carries good speed on the exit, but Ricky J carries better speed. Jay gets himself back into 3rd then, but Mockin scoops back up the inside halfway through that corner. Ricky J just carrying a little bit too much speed on the way in. Mockin seeing the gap, fired himself through it, and that's the result. Back into 3rd position for him then. Ricky in 4th under pressure from Captain Pugwash and Skippy. Through there pretty cleanly. Pilgrim in 7th again. Footer not out of this yet either, 1.1 back. Tyre Slayer does lose a little bit of time now then, 2.5 back for him. And Dodger loses a little bit more time at the back there as well. Obi pulls a little bit of time up front though. The battle that's kicking off behind between everybody else has allowed him to pull a little bit of a gap, 1.7 seconds over Ice Chand. Everybody taking all sorts of risks through that final chicane. Ricky J dipping 2 wheels on the grass. Still manages to hold the inside line on Captain Pugwash. As he left the door wide open for Skippy to have a look at him. Not quite. It's Pilgrim behind who's found the horn. Into turn 1, 3 wide then, absolutely insane. Pugwash on the inside, Skippy in the middle, Ricky J round the outside and just carries the speed through. Great final race then. Oh, look at this Ricky J. Oh, Ricky J's carried far too much speed through there. He's had to go for all sorts of corrections not to sling that one into a wall or into Skippy on the exit. That one, Skippy carries all sorts of speed through there as well, all up the inside of Captain Pugwash. Mistake then from Ricky J. He's under pressure from Pilgrim, and Footer's closed that gap right up as well now. Footer having a little look at Pilgrim here. Changes up front as well. Mocky Weeks then gets himself past Ice Chand into 2nd position. He's got 4 minutes to try and hunt down Obi-Wan for that top spot. He's got himself 2 seconds lead out front at the minute. So will Ice Chand work with Mockin for these last few minutes, or are they going to absolutely fight it out for every point? All sorts of lines being taken through that chicane. Captain Pugwash taking a poor one. He dipped a couple of wheels on the grass, and you can see the result. Skippy just able to slingshot his way past. Pugwash in 5th though, racing on pad as well. Himself ahead of Ricky J. Pilgrim still under pressure behind in 7th from Fudder in 8th. Again, the slipstream not working out too well for these Renault Clios. Tyre Slayer in 9th again, just on those medium tyres, struggling. Pilgrim in front, not doing too bad a job on his mediums, although as I say that, Fudder's just nicking that position off him into 7th then. The softer tyre able to grip a little bit better. So all 3 of the medium tyre drivers then are at the back of the pack now in this final race. Pilgrim's not out of it yet. He could come back and take this position off of Fudder. Yeah, Tyre Slayer and Dodger both on that medium tyre as well. 3 of those at the back. Right, so the gap up front is coming down a little bit. Obi-Wan 1.7 seconds gap then from Mockin. Mockin's put an absolute stomp on then, pulled a great big gap away from Ice Chan behind. That's now to 2 seconds. A little bit of a oof. Sorry, I hadn't seen Ice Chan's front right tyre. It's just telling him to stop everything, stop doing everything. Braking, steering, etc. Don't stop it. Don't turn stereo on. He's managing to cling on to it with dear life though. 3rd position for him. Skippy all over the back of him though. A lot better life on, a lot more grip on his tyres than there is on Ice Chan's. All over the back of him. Ice Chan going defensive into this last corner. Making Skippy work for it round the outside. He's left the door open for Captain Pugwash to have a look though. Board with Captain Pugwash then. Got a mirror full of Ricky J. He's got a Skippy in front of him, hunting down an Ice Chand. And this will become final lap again then. We are on to lap 8 of 8, I suppose, of race 3. Tyres starting to give out on Ice Chand's car. Smoking through there, side by side with Skippy. Who's going to have the advantage? Skippy just, but compromised. Captain Pugwash on the way through there as well, a little bit. There you go, just allowing Ricky J to close back up. He's going to carry the speed around the outside, running down the hill. Now is Ice Chan going to leave enough space? Oh, side race through there, nowhere for Ricky J to go either. There's a bit of contact between some of those drivers. The tyres just really costing them the traction coming through there. Ice Chan not giving up yet. He's lost a couple of positions. He's trying to hang on to whatever he can. Captain Pugwash does hold on to that position. Let's get ourselves up front then. We don't want to miss the leaders across the line, but the gap has come down again between Obi and Mockin. It's not going to be enough for a position change without a mistake from Obi in front. Hill then into this tricky chicane. Make sure he gets the brakes on nice and early on the way into that. Loses a big chunk of time to Mockin weeks behind, but he's still got enough of a cushion to hang on to the lead of the race. Round that final corner then, gap down to 1.3 seconds. But it is going to be Obi-Wan that comes through to take race 3 win here. It's going to be interesting. Let's see what that does to the points then next week. Obi takes the win then. Mockin Weeks comes home in 2nd. Both drivers are ripping the handbrake. Skippy, after getting tangled up in at the start, ends up in 3rd position. Great race from him. Captain Pugwash across the line takes 4th. Ice Chand comes home in 5th. Ricky J 6th. Fudder comes home in 7th. Pilgrim takes 8th. Tyre Slayer 9th, and Dodger has already crossed the line. There it is. Third race done and dusted. Yeah, some great battles there. Rocky Wheat's just not able to get through the field quick enough to close the gap up right before the end of the race there with with Obi. So that was that done. Again, Skippy getting tangled up and then coming back to take third. Great race. That's what we want to see. Yeah, some real good racing in that one. So that was round 6 of P1's Renault Clio Cup. What are we on Thursday? So back on Sunday night, we've got the round 6 of the P1 boys again and their GT3 World Sprint Series. So that's a similar setup. It's 3 15-minute races every week. Sunday nights at 9 o'clock, that is. We've still got the DSC Premier League years running as well. That's Monday night at 8:30. If you've seen the page, we've got the minis coming up straight after that as well. So that's 3 different types of mini. The old school 60s mini, I think it's the GR4 version of the sort of newer mini, and then the GR3 version of the newer mini, I think. I don't know what. I think that's what it looks like. And that should be good fun. 3 different races, 3 different cars, all one night. I think it's over 4 weeks. That as a bit of it's a mini martini special league, that one. So 4 weeks of that. GTTCC coming up at the end of July as well, 26th. So plenty coming up. So currently it's Thursdays tonight, Sundays and Monday. We've also got the follow-up Monday as well with those minis, and then Friday night's coming up for GTTCC as well on the 26th. So that is pretty much it from me tonight. I hope you've all liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you click all those buttons, the likes and subscribes and shares and stuffs. But most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.